Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Mezco 112 Collective, Wave Rider, and Captain Nemo expansion pack. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that this set is in a large box, with some really great artwork of Captain Nemo riding the Wave Rider and fighting some type of Hydra monster. Turning the box around, we can see some more awesome artwork of Nemo and his crew with a bunch of Wave Riders. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this thing open and let them breathe. Alright, so I've been seeing a lot of people getting these things in the mail, so I wanted to show this off before I show off the Wave Rider itself. And I'm not fully sure, I haven't really fully paid attention to what comes in these little pouches or little envelope things, so I'm gonna go ahead and check it out with you guys. I'm just gonna peel this off. I don't know if I want to tear it, but I just want to peel it off fairly carefully. And let's see, there's a bunch of goodies in here. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so make sure it's all empty. This is a pretty cool nice little envelope. So we do get a little pin here, the Stinkle, a little, looks like a little Mezit pin with the NYC hat on there. Looks like he's rocking a baseball bat or a stick, but definitely a baseball bat. So that's pretty cool. Something extra little add in. We do get to see some stickers here. So we got a Rumble Society one like that. We do get a Gomez one. That looks really cool too with the pink in the background. Then we do get a sticker of the Craig 13 here, the Black Craig, the Black Spartan. So that's pretty awesome too. Then we of course do get our condom. You know, this is done in very nice silver. Just kidding. So I think I need to cut this open. Luckily, I already keep a knife at my desk at all times. Let's see, open that up. And I kind of know what this is. I'm actually pretty curious to see it in person. So this is, dude, this is really cool. So it's basically a little mini Mezit, but of a skull this time. Since we have the little grub roach, we're getting a little mini Mezit skull now. I think that's pretty amazing. He does come with, it looks like a bowler hat like that. And then this looks to be a freaking shotgun. So give me a second here. Yeah, dude, that guy comes with a pump action shotgun. That's amazing. If we're gonna start getting skull grubs now, is this backwards? I feel like this is backwards. Maybe it goes like that. I don't know, this fits a little, actually no, it does feel more better this way. It feels a little better like that. If we're gonna start getting these little skull grubs now, instead of the roach grub for a while, I'm totally cool with that. I would love a bunch of these in different colors. I'll throw a little pink skull on that one or a little blue Cousin Eddie skull on that. I think that would be a lot of fun. So this is a really cool addition. I'm assuming going into 2023. Okay, so now here is the Wave Rider itself, and I think this thing looks very cool. The whole thing is sculpted beautifully. I love all the wash that we're getting throughout the entire thing here. Really nice, dark, deep in there. The sculpt is incredible, does have that very sea life look to it, almost like shells and scales and things like that. Looks really good. Obviously, this is meant to be like a manta ray of some sort, which is really cool. You do have to plug in the tail right here. It comes in a separate piece and it just plugs right in. It holds in there very well. One thing I'm a little disappointed on, kind of wish it was on a bendy wire. It is not, but it still looks really good. Again, you see all that dark wash in there. And all the colors that we're getting that nice turquoise, we're getting some really deep greens, some golds in there, some bronze, some gunmetals, some black dry brushing, the washes, the yellows in here for like the eye. You got this turbine right here that doesn't actually spin, but all this almost looks like techno-organic kind of stuff. These hoses and wires all look very good. Again, I love all the copper kind of stuff that they're adding there, the bronze. Even in the underbelly, we do get some write-ups right there. But again, all that nice turquoise that we're getting throughout the entire thing. Again, I love how it almost looks like it's sea-worn. You know what I mean? All the holes in it and things like that, all the little pores. Like it's been weathered by water, the salt water and stuff like that. So I think that's super cool. And again, this thing is a decent size too. It's gonna take up some real estate on your shelf, so just be aware of that. But you got this really nice deep brownish, almost copper under there like that as well. That's really cool. I love the fading of the piping down here. I'm guessing those are the vents that actually you know, thrust it forward, I'm guessing. That looks really cool too. We do get a peg hole back there. That will be for the stand I'll show you here shortly. But yeah, man, I think this thing looks very, very cool. Here's the thing I'm going to talk about though. This thing is very lightweight. It is, I wouldn't say it feels cheap, but it is pretty much just a vinyl piece. It's not plastic. It feels more like a hollow vinyl figure. And you can tell it's not solid. Like if I'm tapping on it right now, you can hear that it is definitely more of a vinyl piece. So it doesn't feel cheap. It just doesn't feel as solid as I was kind of hoping. So that's going to probably affect how I view this down the road when I discuss it at the end here. But I do like it. We also do get the little not harness. What is this called? The rears. I forgot what this is called, to control it and steer it and things like that. That's really cool too. Then we do got multiple feet pegs throughout the whole thing, so you could, you know, pose Nemo there in different ways and things like that. And I love the little filigraphy right there on that as well. So again, this thing looks cool, just way lighter than I was expecting, but still a great looking piece. So we also do get the circular base stand here to say that 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and then we do get a clear articulated arm. Now this is a different version of the articulated arm that we haven't really seen all that much. So we're gonna go from the bottom and push this through like that, because that's the best way, oh my god, to get that little peg out like that. And then we port this in right there. Now you can see we don't have the claw part at the tip. This is just more of a straight peg. And we're gonna go ahead and plug that right into the back of this, like so. And then boom, that's gonna hold up there. Very, very nice. Let me adjust my lighting. There you go. And that's how you're gonna get that in the air. And that works out really, really good, man. So I'm digging this so far. So we also do get some upgraded accessories for our Captain Nemo figure. Starting off, we do get this really cool vest with this faux fur going on around the collar. You can just open it up. It is just on a Velcro, and you can see pretty much what the inside looks like. If my camera would actually focus, there you go. That looks good. The inside doesn't look all that great, but the outside looks really nice too. You can see almost like filigraphy type pattern printed on the actual vest itself. So that's pretty cool, and I love the fur like that. We also do get a new belt here with some pouches, some really, really big pouches that just have some styrofoam in there. I'm sure you could take those out if you really wanted to, but that's really cool too. And this is easy to unplug. It just actually does clip on like an actual belt buckle, so that's really nice. We do get an extra hand right here, which has a very, very firm gripping hand like that, so you can hold on to the rears. Again, is that what those are called? I don't know that kind of stuff. I think it's called the rears. I could be completely wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comments, but that's awesome too. Then we do get this really sick looking trident. Just looking so badass, done this really nice red. It almost looks like actual coral. Some yellow trim all throughout the handle, the bottom there. The forked ends look so good. I love the way this thing looks, man. So now we're gonna go ahead and just play dress up with our Captain Nemo, and let's see how he looks with all his new gear. Okay, so here is Nemo with all his new stuff that we got going on here. We of course got the new hand, pegs in very, very nicely. You can see that we do got his furry little vest. Be careful with the vest here. I already noticed a little bit of the fur part is kind of like peeling off a little bit, so it's just kind of tricky. So just be careful when you're putting that on and try not to pull too much off. You will have to remove one of the belts, the top belt, off the figure to put on the new one with all the pouches on the back, so that's actually looks really, really good. I do like that, but again, it will not fit if you have this belt on, so just take this off. It's just on a little clasp. It comes off very, very easily. Then the vest itself is very, very tight. Just be very careful, you know, pull the arms back and then slide the arms through and just Velcro it on. It does hold on there a little pretty good. I wish it was a little looser. For me, that's just my particular opinion. It's a little too tight, and you really have to stretch that material and to get that Velcro on. And I just don't want that Velcro tearing over time, you know, from it being so freaking tight. And then getting the head on, it could be a little bit of a pain in the butt too with the beard and the hair and then the bulkiness of the actual fur. So it can kind of like pop up fairly easily. So when you're putting it on there, make sure it's in all the way, push it on nice and tight so it does stay there. Otherwise it might pop off a little too easy because the fur is going to push up the whole head off that ball peg. Then we of course do got his trident looking freaking dope, man. Oh yeah, I love the trident, dude. That looks so dope. What a great look for Nemo. I also forgot that he actually does come with a pair of goggles, which look pretty cool. They are golden with the clear green lenses. I personally won't be rocking these on my Nemo. They look a little goofy to me, but hey, if you like them, they're there, and they, you know, again, they look okay. They do have a little elastic strap that hold them on around the head. I do worry that if you have these on the head for too long, that elastic might loosen up, and then they might not hold on there very long. So just a little bit of a warning, but they are there. Again, they look okay. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in the Wave Rider right here. And let's get him port in, shall we? Let's straighten out these legs a little bit. Pretty good. And then I'm just going to go for the basic ports that we see the little feet prints are in that little more copper-like area. And again, this is vinyl, so the friction of the pegs going into the holes, the peg holes at the bottom of the feet actually work very nicely, so it's a very, very tight grip. And then the, again, I think it's called the rears. I'm going to try and put that in this handle. And this is going to be tricky for me to do on camera, so I apologize if I totally F this up and start dropping things. Let me see here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take off the hand like that, and then put the hand on this separately. Okay, so I am clearly an idiot. This hand is for holding his trident because he gets a really nice, perfect, tight grip on the trident. So that's what that's for. And I checked all the other hands. I'm like, yeah, okay, this hand is for holding the trident. And then you can just put the rears, again, I'm not sure if it's called the rears, in a standard hand. And it works out very, very good. And he is looking really, really solid on there. I mean, this thing is going to be so cool once you have him pegged on his stand here. So let's go ahead and just bring in the stand back in like that, and then we'll just port this back in like so, like that. Actually, let me try and pose this around a bit. Holy crap, this thing looks so good. Oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna have to show you guys some pictures of this thing because that is insane how this thing looks. And this same thing as with this here, the porthole for the back for the stand is, you know, since this vinyl, it has more of a friction grip there, so it holds in there very, very nicely. But yeah, dude, I think this is just really, really cool. Again, I do love the way this whole thing looks. My only issue is that it is way, way too expensive for what you're getting here. Again, this is just a hollow vinyl piece with some few accessories for your guy here, but is it worth that much? Ooh, that's very tricky. I guess it really just depends on you. I do love this, and I'm glad that I got it because it just looks so freaking good, especially once we get his more shipmates coming in. I did order, I think, 1 or 2 packs, I can't remember honestly, but once we get more characters to really build up this world, and then maybe if we have one of these for each of those guys, that would be crazy. But still, again, that's gonna take up a lot of real estate, so just be very careful. But I do love this a lot, man. It's, again, you get a lot of cool stuff here. Is it worth the price? To me, not really. I think this could have been a lot cheaper, probably like 30-40 bucks cheaper. This is maybe, I honestly would say, actually, I would say this is probably like a $50 set. This is damn near 100. That's ridiculous, Mezco. Come on, that is ridiculous for just a hollow vinyl piece and a few extra accessories. Yeah, you could have dropped that price quite a bit, but still a lot of fun. And hey, if you do get it, I think you're really gonna enjoy it. I, for one, am super glad to put it on the shelf. So there it is, guys, my review of the Wave Rider and Captain Nemo expansion pack. Now, overall, I am still very excited and happy that I picked this set up. It's really going to add to this display for Captain Nemo, as he is one of my favorite figures from the line. Now, the Wave Rider itself, I think is super dope. The sculpt is so crazy detailed. The paint is gorgeous and grimy, and I love the way it looks. The size of this thing is pretty decent, so again, he's going to take up a lot of real estate on your shelf. Now, the thing is, it is a very hollow vinyl, So that may or may not be a good thing for some people. I understand because it needs to be a little more lightweight to pose on a stand and things like that. But honestly, it does make it feel a little bit cheap, meaning it doesn't feel like the value is there for what they are charging for this piece. I do love the expansion stuff like that trident and that extra hand, the vest, the belt, the goggles. All that stuff works out very cool. And again, I am still very excited I picked this set up. Is it worth the price they're charging? Honestly, for me, not really. I think this could have been at least 30, 40 bucks cheaper than it actually is. But still, it's a lot of fun. I'm super happy that I have it. And it is definitely a must get. So be excellent to each other. And stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.